that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning. King Kong ain't got shit.
Welcome back to another episode of Live from the Plantation. I'm Spartacus 2.0, a.k.a. Jerry Metcalf, and with me, as usual, upstairs, across the gallery on his own prison phone, is Lucifer 777.
What's good, brother?
What up? What's going on? What are you doing?
Ain't shit, man. You know how it is. Kicking the balls and taking it slow.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
What you got for us today?
I think today we're going to do a little bit of work. We're going to do a little podcast on 12-step programs in prison. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's needed for sure, man. You want me to kick it off?
Yeah, jump it off.
Okay. So I know you got a lot of experience with the 12-step program, AA, and stuff like that. Me and you have numerous conversations about this very topic. But Alcoholics Anonymous helped me. Even though I'm not a raging alcoholic, I did struggle with alcohol, and shit, just recently I had to get back in class because, you know, that spud, man, that prison juice, man, that shit, that's a bad motherfucker, man, especially when you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, I had to stop, man. Man. And it's like, I'm getting older. I don't want my body to be fucked up. But then it's not even like quality. The regular liquor fuck you up, but this shit's gonna fuck you up even more.
Yeah. You know, alcohol is alcohol, man. It's just, you know, in prison, it just gets the lowest quality. But it still does the same exact thing.
The lowest quality. Yeah. So I really had to. So in AA for me really is like, because I'm not like a raging alcoholic, like I said, but it's helping me out with like my day-to-day life, right? Because it's teaching you principles to not only kick a habit in an obsession, it's teaching you principles to stay on the right track in the straight and narrow, you know?
Right. That's right. The 12 steps are more about your life and happiness and dealing with the underlying problems that lead to alcoholism or drug addiction than they are about the actual alcoholism or drug addiction. You know, I mean, you know this. You've done this steps. You understand. Yeah. And you know, my thinking is like, man, like here we have one AA meeting a week, and that's just all that we got going on. And then finally, me, Nicholas X, and I, we finally started we facilitate an NA meeting once a week because we couldn't find anybody from any outside volunteers to come in and help. But 2 meetings a week for like 1,200 convicts who probably 90% of them have some, maybe more, 95% have some problem with drugs or alcohol. And their case is somehow related to drugs and alcohol. I mean, 2 meetings a week isn't enough. It should be meetings every day, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Especially because you know how much that AA changed my life. You know, I started going way back in 2006. I met old Ernie Fisher, my mentor and sponsor, and he changed my life. He literally changed my life, the way I look at life, the outlook, you know. I had to, because these podcasts are always so short. So if I got to give one takeaway one thing that I took away from a 12-step program in prison, that I had to learn how to love and forgive myself so that I could learn how to love and forgive others. Ernie, you know, taught me that. He pounded that into me. That's why you'll hear when we're over there in our Monday night class together, you'll always hear me say that. I always talk about so many, you know, hurt people. So everybody in prison has, you know, fucked up, you know, past. They don't learn to forgive and love themselves for that past. You're never going to forgive and love other people.
Most definitely. It's powerful words.
That's what to me, that's what the 12-step programs are about. Whether we talk about AA and NA because those are the two that we're familiar with. But I think that some prisons even have 12-step programs for sexual abuse victims. People who had been sexually abused before coming to prison, and then they have, I think, 12-step programs for people who just had any type of abuse, and then I think they have 12-step programs for sexual abusers. People who are in prison for sex cases. Now we don't have those at this prison, but I've heard other guys talk about them having them at other prisons. I think our chaplain did for a while run a program using the 12 steps for people who suffered sexual abuse as a child. But I don't think that. I think that he quit, so that program ended. And I'm not too certain about it because it's one of those things that I don't think it lasted very long. But to me, the 12 steps. It was originally founded by AA. I think that can be used in any aspect of life where you have a problem or something.
Oh, it's universal.
Problem.
It's universal for sure. It's universal for sure. It's one thing that really stuck out to me in the program, and I don't even know if it's a part of the steps because we haven't dived too much into the steps as of late, but through the book that we was reading, right, it speaks on whatever your obsession or your addiction is it's tied to some type of struggle or trauma or inner turmoil and stuff like that. It's relinquishing the struggle within and giving it to a higher power, right? Give it to something outside of yourself because that thing outside of yourself can shoulder the burden, can, carry the load. You know what I'm saying? And that's what sticks out for me.
That's absolutely in the stuff. That's when we were reading the 12 and 12, which is it's a book that talks about the 12 steps and the 12 traditions of AA. But in there they were just breaking down. They were talking about they have that's in the working steps. That's the steps where you have to do all the work. Of course turning it's hard for people to say I'm going to turn this over to God. Because first off, a lot of people in prison, a lot of people in prison feel like God betrayed them or has abandoned them because of the situation. That's just so far from the truth. At least in my belief system, everything happens for a reason. So everything that has happened to me in my life to this point happened for a reason, and it's led me to be the man that I am right now. Allows me to be happy and loving and AA or any 12-step program, it helps a person work their way to that mindset, to believe that there is a higher power, that this higher power is going to help them live daily life, and in the process of helping them live daily life, it's going to ease the burden of whatever for an alcoholic, it's going to help them to not have to drink anymore. Most people who drink, what do they drink for?
Right.
They have problems on the inside.
Numb the pain
from the past.
Numb the pain.
They have they're carrying baggage. It's like a sack of shit that's thrown over your back. So until you get rid of that sack of shit, you're not going to be able to deal with the drinking or the drugs or all the other things that people
whatever addiction you got.
Whatever your addiction is. That's what the 12 steps.
So to touch bases on that, when people think that God forsakes them, right, and they turn their back on God because they think God didn't turn their back on them, right? It's never been in my belief system. It's never been a situation as I think about it now. It's never been a situation where I haven't got a sign to stop doing what the fuck I was doing at that moment. It's never been a situation in my life where somebody told me this, like, listen, man, you need to slow down or this going to happen. Or, listen, man, don't go over here. Or they try to pull my coattail in this direction and I decided to go in this direction. That's the act of God telling
I agree.
But you get into a situation you can't dig yourself out of.
Yeah. You know, all them situations that we got ourselves into, we got ourselves into those situations.
It ain't God.
No. But, and remember, everything happens for a reason. Whether we would have went right or left at that crossroad, we'd have learned something from either direction. But this one's about done. Gina just told us we got a minute left. What do we do here live from the plantation?
We break the chains, brother. Break the
motherfucking chain. Take us on out.
Okay then. Thanks again, family. This is XV3, the Red Zone, and this is live from the plantation. I'm 7. That's Jerry. Man, come on, man. We love y'all. Everybody love y'all, man. Just keep listening, brothers, sisters, everybody. All right, brother.
Peace.